Good morning, everyone, or at this point it's actually almost midday. Starting off a little slow because I'm fighting my own body again. Hopefully this will pass shortly, though. Those are pretty irises. We're starting today. We are actually right now in the Ozark Plateau and visiting a little local park where I hope we can see some of the reptiles and actually for here especially amphibian diversity that's in the area, so fingers crossed. That's a long ways down. Wow. Beautiful. Well, our first find is a little ground skink who unfortunately dropped a portion of his tail. These guys are quite common out here, and especially throughout the southeast. Little tiny creatures. They don't get any bigger than this, really. We've got this beautiful copper brown color, and then silvery on the sides. As you can imagine, they're mostly insect eaters, and then they feed everything else that lives out here. We're just going to let him back under the log where he was at in just a minute. Alright, here we go, dude. Run! Wherever you're going. Who knows where he's going? Much of this park, of course, is protected, so you can't actually like go in, walk in the stream and the pools and stuff, which is a good thing, because if you were allowed to, then it would be ruined by tourists in a day and a half. But there are a lot of places where you can walk along the edges of the streams, you can kind of climb down the hillsides a little bit, look around the area, and it's an incredible environment too. The Ozarks might not be the mountains that I'm used to that rise to 14,000 feet, but they are still an incredible plateau of limestone and karst systems that has produced a bunch of ravines and caves that are home to incredible salamander and other animal species that are found in a lot of places nowhere else. The grotto salamander and the Oklahoma salamanders are endemic to this plateau, and there's a lot of other species that are found in the area that are really hard to see in any other area. So certainly it's a place I will have to come back to. Quite a habitat out here. Oops, echo. It looks like wild grapevines. There's also poison ivy all over the place out here. So you gotta be careful what you walk into. Something big was laying there, or who knows what they were doing. That is smell a little stream over there. Actually, this used to be the trail, so I might follow that in a little bit. There's little minnows in the water. And another seat. Frogs calling. Not a species I'm familiar with.
So I think there's an armadillo up here. I'm gonna go see if I can sneak up on him. There they are. There's a group of them. They have no idea that I'm here. Problem is they're hiding right under the bush here. There we go. Here are these two. They have no idea I'm here. Did you know armadillos aren't actually native to most of the US? Or at least not originally. They migrated on their own when people started moving in. No clue. Yeah, that's my foot, dude. There's a turtle hanging out in the pond. And apparently several others. Let's see, I went too far, didn't I? Nope. Oh, those guys sound like he was sneezing a little bit ago. So I flipped a rock and got a little crayfish. Not quite what we're looking for, but cool nonetheless. Let him get his way back under his rock so I don't squish him. Oh, come on. That was such a good rock. Right there, running away from me, is an adult male 5-line skink. Seen a couple of babies, but not the adults yet. So that's a cool little first.
The time I was there was definitely great for birding and also for the wildflowers in the area, though it seems a little bit too wet for a lot of snakes, a little too dry and warm for a lot of the salamanders. Gotta come back a little early in the year and a little later in the afternoon, maybe evening.
There's a million and one mosquitoes in here trying to take advantage of me, but a little spring coming right out of the rocks here. I'm not actually able to get into the natural falls grottos themselves, but I can kind of look right in here. Although as of right now, I'm not seeing anything to suggest I'll find any of the cave salamanders or grotto salamanders I'm hoping for. Very curious habitat though. I was wrong, there are salamanders in here. Now I'm not good at identifying the neotenics, but there was another one that I saw over here, but there are salamanders in this pool. I'm gonna see if I can find the bigger one that I just saw too.
Now, just as a guess, considering what I would find in a second, I'm thinking these were probably neotenic, or not neotenic, but baby, juvenile, western slimy salamanders. This is, of course, the first salamander species that I've ever seen other than my own local tiger salamanders. And if you saw the last video that I posted up recently, tiger salamanders have been pretty scarce for me as well, so this was quite a treat.
I'm dripping water everywhere, but we got western slimy salamander babies that are in here, actually. There's actually a couple others. I'm going to see if I can find them, too. Look at that. He's so cute.
Gonna pause the screen right here real quick because unfortunately I did not find the other one that I was looking for, and this guy skedaddled really quickly after I got this little clip, so we didn't get to see a whole lot of him. But this is the first more mature specimen of a salamander that I've ever seen besides the local western tiger salamanders here. So a very, very special find for me. Western slimy salamanders are pretty widespread throughout the Midwest. You can find them in a lot of any sort of seepages, areas where near forests where they can hide under rocks and logs during summer. And interestingly, in Oklahoma, there's a couple of other very micro-endemic species that you'll get to see in a later video.
So right in here, there's a tiger beetle. There he goes. Bright green guy. There he is. Really fast. He keeps flipping around. I'm pretty sure this is a different species. Whatever it is. Not entirely sure what he is, but we're going to put him right back in the stream where he was. Come on, you. And there he goes. So he was actually trapped in this nasty plastic bag that's drifted down in here. Alright, and finally, after many, many hours, we have our first snake. Nerodia erythrogaster, the plain-bellied water snake. Acting as a normal water snake does. Very grumpy, very stinky, and trying to bite me. Not that they're very good at biting, they kind of just flail in all directions and hope they land a hit. But they are a beautiful animal. They get quite a bit bigger than this. Actually, the one I found in Kansas last year was probably about max size. This one's about 3.5 feet long. And as the name suggests, they live in and around water. They like to eat water animals such as fish and frogs and things like that. And they're part of the Natricidae family, so related to garter snakes. And like garter snakes, they give live birth. On average, between like 15 and 30 babies at a time, but they can do almost 100. And of course, this guy is called a plain belly, yeah, because of that very, very unmarked belly there. So we're going to get a couple of photos and then let him back on his way.
Now these guys are not venomous again, but they do have a rather nasty anticoagulant in their saliva, which is why I try and avoid really hard to keep from getting bit from these guys, because if you do, you end up just bleeding for 10-15 minutes out of these really tiny pinpricks that they live in you. It looks so much worse than it actually is, and it doesn't make for good TV.
Alright, since he's in a hurry, there he goes. Up off into the bushes instead of in the water for some reason.
After that one snake, well, I didn't see any more in this particular park, but I kept wandering around because it's a beautiful landscape. So many different wildflowers there, and there was a cool bird that we'll see in a little bit here, but it's just so many flowers. They grow all across the slopes of the ravine, up on the hillsides. There's quite actually a quite variable habitat here, not just the ravine, but actually the kind of hilltops around that provide a very different, very open kind of ecosystem.
Summer tanager. He's about to fly away, I'm sure. Oh, so beautiful. Female's off to my right, and there he goes. Oh, wait. Yep, he's gone. And right there, we got ourselves another leopard frog who thought he got away. He's under the water surface. He's within reaching distance, we're just gonna leave him there. He jumped in, hit at the bottom of the pool, now he thinks he's invisible. So it's definitely a different environment out here. If you're from Colorado like I am, you definitely can't quite call these mountains per se, but the Ozarks are definitely a very unique environment. Thick forest just covering the hills and all the karst cave openings underneath that are home to cave and grotto salamanders and all sorts of other very interesting, almost endemic species. Well, no snakes, but the geology here is really interesting. There's layers of really easily shattered shale, which you would think stuff would kind of hide in the scree below, but nothing's showing up yet. Well, at the very least, we've got snake evidence. And judging by the scales, it's a coach whip. We got a turtle out here who needs to get off the road. I don't know who's coming this way, but he was heading in this direction. Bit of a jump for you, sir. It's a little three-toed box turtle who has now hidden away. So, let's see. Find a spot right here to put him. There we go. And maybe if we're lucky, he'll come out. Or not. Pulled off on the side of the road up here. This exceedingly drippy wet moss wall. Like I'm thinking there's got to be something in here, but so far I haven't seen anything in the seepage yet. We'll keep looking. Well, it's not a reptile or an amphibian, but that is the biggest centipede I have ever seen. I think this is Scolopendra heros. My hand for scale. That is a huge centipede. Look at that thing. Oh my God. It's like 6+ inches long here. So I'm gonna get a couple of photos and put his rock back. And we found a tarantula in its hole. Hopefully, not the last thing we see tonight like it was last night, because the sun hasn't even gone down. That's still cool to see nonetheless. Somewhere up there, there's a woodpecker. But it's quite the environment out here. Got these massive lianas hanging from the trees, most of them Virginia creeper, and this nice little forest walk path here. There's something bigger over there. Also, there are frogs galore right along the walk path. I'm gonna see if I can catch one in action here. So that's probably all the look you'll get at him. Oh, there's a deer over there. Oh, there's one. Somewhere. Oh, and there he went. There went another. And there's another. There he goes. Well, it's nothing new for the day, but at least it's another snake at 7:20 in the evening, hours after the first, but it's another plain-bellied water snake who was sitting here along the edge of the waterway. I just managed to snag him before he went in. You can see him flattening out his head there. Good example of why, if you see a snake that has a triangular-looking head, it means absolutely nothing, because this guy is completely harmless, other than a little bit of anticoagulant in his saliva. He is not venomous, so it's not just venomous snakes that can have triangular heads. He's actually got some interesting, like, coppery colors on the underside of his tail. The rest of him is yellow underneath. Hey! That was uncalled for. Yeah, you're snappy. We'll get a photo or two and then we'll let you go, okay? Alright, dude. Just gonna turn around. I'm gonna let you go in the water, okay? There he goes. Take a moment to just listen to the sounds. Except for the hunting in the background somewhere, I guess. Something hunting over there. Over there. I'm gonna guess either a bittern or a sora, something like that. The biggest two I've ever seen right here. Well, that's not saying much. But he's big. And he's not in here. See if they call again. There's barred owls. First time I've gotten to hear them. Alright, now you reply. Come on. Oh, they were there in the distance. Oh, there's more calling. There he is. Some kind of frog, I think. Maybe one of the tree frogs. Might be a couple out here. some kind here. And it's the other species of rat snake I was looking for. Yes! Finally. Hello, sir. I'm gonna get a couple of photos of you, okay? Alright, this is Pantherophis obsoletus, the western rat snake. Or Obsoletus obsoletus, as the latest taxonomy brings it back to, the western subspecies of the common rat snake. These guys are one of our larger snakes in the U.S. They can get to over 7 feet long eventually. This one's just maybe a yearling. They don't get very big at that age. So he's been around for maybe a year, maybe 18 months or so, since the maybe second to last egg season. They are your premier rodent control, hence the name rat snake. That is what they really like. At this age, they'll also take small lizards. When they get bigger, they'll take rodents and birds, bird eggs, and he is leaving, so we're gonna have to pick up and follow him. Don't leave just yet, dude. Not done with you. So we're gonna get a couple of photos of him. So these guys, their range roughly starts around the Mississippi River and extends west into almost the western edge of Oklahoma, minus the Panhandle. He's just going, so we're gonna take a couple photos and then get him off the road.
So these guys are one of the 3, depending on who you talk to, maybe even 4 subspecies of common rat snake that has caused massive controversy and contention in taxonomy and the general herping world for the past 30, 40, 50 plus years. They started out, everyone classified them by color. So you had the black rats that you'd find in the north, Texas rats in Texas, gray rat snakes, yellow rat snakes, Everglades rat snakes, and so on, until we started getting genetic testing that showed a lot of these different colors didn't really match actual genetic relatedness. Rather, a lot of them matched basically latitudinal climate changes. So as you go further north, the rat snakes start darkening up because that's more suitable for them. They warm up faster in the cold northern climates up there when they're darker. And then as you go south, they get lighter and they start to don different color phases depending on the particular environment that they have been growing up in. So move southward from here in Oklahoma towards Texas, and a little bit of red that you can see on this guy's side starts to brighten up even more, especially as they get older. And so adult Texas, quote-unquote, rat snakes can be brilliantly red background with black and brown blotches. Further east, you have black rats. As you go south, will start to develop more grayish colors. And then, of course, on the east coast, they start to turn stripy and develop yellows and oranges, and those are the eastern or yellow rat snakes. And far south in Florida, they turn bright orange, the Everglades version. These are all just different color versions, though, of basically the same animal. You have 3 different genetic lineages that follow basically where river valleys and glacial separations occurred that split the populations. And so they mirror each other via convergent evolution. As you go north, each of these different lineages gets darker. But that doesn't mean the darker ones are all closer related to each other.
All right. So he was heading off this way. And now that he's had a couple of nips of me, we'll just kind of put him down. Here you go. Here you go. Run, run. Off into the bushes with you. There he goes. Now that he knows I'm not a danger, he's not in too much of a hurry. Look at this, guys. That is an eastern copperhead. And he is beautiful. Wow. Look at him. Oh my goodness. And this, folks, if you saw the last video I posted, is the other species of copperhead. This is Agkistrodon contortrix, the very, very widespread, very common eastern copperhead. You can kind of see the difference between this one and the broad-banded. You can see those classic Hershey's Kiss shape patterns on his sides. And that little tail that used to be yellowish as well. He is gorgeous. And a pretty good size as far as they go. He's about 2 feet long. They don't get really huge, again, just like the broadbands. You can see they've got that lovely coppery color. Relatively placid animals if you don't bother them. Again, they only bite if you actually give them reason to by trying to harass or kill them. But if you just let them be on their way, they are perfectly fine going on their way. So we're going to get a couple of photos and then convince him to move across the road where he was going. Alright, dude, looking at the area where we're at, you honestly don't want to go in the direction that you were heading, okay? So if we just slip this right under you, come on. Yeah, you should go back the way that you were going. Come here. I know. You're not making this very easy, but we'll just slide you off the road then. Okay, that's good. Because there's a house in the other direction, and they probably don't want you around, okay? I know. Go, go. Let's keep you going. Go, go. Go. Because we don't want you getting run over, okay? No. No, no, not this way, not this way. Not this way. Keep going. Keep going. You guys can see here, once he gets up into the leaf litter, how he just straight up vanishes. Look at that. And there he goes. Keep going. Keep going. Good boy. Not even an attempt to strike. And there we go. That is a second and much bigger copperhead. Wow. I mean, he's at least 3 feet long, maybe more. And he is gorgeous. It's hard to really get the color just right showing up here, but that is a beautiful animal right there. With perfectly classic patterning. I'm gonna get a couple of photos and then usher him off the road. Dude. Oh, you're gonna move yourself? That works. I know. Come here. Nope. That doesn't work. You gotta go off the road, sir. You're going the wrong direction, sir. Come on. You're making this much harder than it needs to be. Let's see if putting the light behind him at all makes him... Yep, that does it. Keep going. Oh no, keep going. That way. You're almost there. Come on. Come on, you're all... No. You don't want to go back across the open road. No! Stop it. You're just being difficult now. Come here. Yes, that way. It'll be much better for you. Come on. Go, go. Keep going. Come on. Come on. Come on. You're not quite off the road yet, sir. Yeah, I know I'm touching you, and you're gonna grumble about it. Yeah, see, there's no. No, you don't want to go under my foot. Sir, I am back here. Come on. Go into... You are just so confused. Stop it. No, you're not going on the road again. He's being quite a pain in the butt. Okay, we're gonna get him off camera, maybe. Unless... Oh, is he gonna go now? No. Let's get him off in the wee. Dude, we're not going back on the road. We're not going back on the road. Come on. Go, go, go. Okay. Some cattails over here in a little swamp, and there's just little chirpy frogs all over the place, somewhere down in there. Not sure where. They're out there somewhere. Well, that was certainly a little bit of a roller coaster of a day, although pretty good day overall in the end with 3 new species that we found. It looks like I'll definitely have to plan another trip up to the Ozarks at some point, since while I did find 1 new salamander species for me, I missed pretty much all of the ones that are actually endemic to that area, so I'll have to go look for them again. And there's so many too: the grotto salamander, cave salamander, dark-sided, several others. But hopefully tomorrow we will be within the range of several other endemics, and it's going to be a little bit more rainy tomorrow possibly, so hopefully that'll mean the snakes will come out more too, but also hopefully it'll bring the salamanders back up out of the ground if they've gone to hide. But great finish off with the copperheads tonight. Hopefully we'll see a few more tomorrow, and a few other things hopefully. There's several other pit vipers out here that I would like to find. But until next time, if you'd like to help support production of educational videos and other materials like this, consider joining us at patreon.com/hcarlton. If members there will get exclusive benefits back, including early access to the videos, there's exclusive merch, seed contests, and more. And if you can't do that, always make sure you like and subscribe, share the videos, because attention to the channel always helps. And if you'd like to see more photos and videos and little tidbits, you can always find me on social media: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook at Carlton Carnivores. And of course our website, where the shop with all the plants for sale, the links to the blog and the database are at carltoncarnivores.com. But until next time, I'm Hawken Carlton, and this is Carlton Carnivores.